Some things in business need to be done very slowly, some things can be done more quickly. When it comes to increasing the value of your business, here are 5 things that can be done to instantly increase the value of a business. So the first of these is defining your sales process. You don't need to change your sales process, just clearly define how do sales happen. Does the phone ring? Do you send out emails? Do you make phone calls? Do you have visits? Do you attend conferences? Just define what are the different paths in which business comes into your firm. We always say there's 5 ways to generate business. There's cold outreach, warm outreach, there's marketing in the sense of content, there's marketing in the sense of paid ads, and there's goodwill or word of mouth. Define what your path or paths are to getting business, and that will instantly increase the value of your business. Secondly, is define the fulfillment. When we mean fulfillment, it could be execution. It's how do you provide the product that you're selling? How do you undertake the service that you are selling? But what is that element of the business? And how do you actually do the things or provide the things that you're selling to your clients? Again, define that. Define that in a path. Show exactly how the flow goes from someone saying, yes, I'd like to buy a cheeseburger, to them eating the cheeseburger. How does it go from A to B? If you can define that clearly, you will again instantly increase the value of your business. The third element is clearly delineating the people component of the business. And so you can think of an organizational chart, you can think of purely a list, but at its core, it's how many people work at your company and what do they all do? Can you define that? Because it's the people that are effectively the human capital or infrastructure of the business that underpins all of the other activities. And so again, if you say, okay, here's sales, here's execution, here's how we get business, here's how we do the business, it's how do people support all of these activities? And again, people can be enabled or supported by, it can be technology, software, vendors, whatever it may be. But again, at its core, all of those things tie back to people. So if you can define the people element of the business clearly, again, it will be a benefit to the value of the business. Number 4, define the product or service that you are offering. And so this is different from the fulfillment or execution because that is how the thing is made, how the thing is provided or the service is provided. But in this case, what is the actual product and how many of them do you sell? And you might say, hey, well, we're a pretty custom-oriented shop. We do a bunch of different things. There's a huge value difference from job shops and what we would call recurring or reoccurring businesses. And again, these don't need to be necessarily different things at their core as much as they're just defined more tightly or concisely, right? So what is a job shop? If someone calls up and says, hey, I need this service or product, and you say, okay, let's put a custom order together for that precise thing. Now, the thing is in business is that you're gonna find that about 90% of what you do in your company falls into a handful of buckets. And then maybe there's 10% that are kind of ad hoc, unique, custom, bespoke. But in reality, almost every business can be boiled down to a handful of product, service, or offerings, right? What are the different candy bars that you sell? What are the different tiers of service? What are the different products that you sell? What are the different offerings, right? And so break that down. And it could be a matrix type of thing where you say, okay, size, offering, end customer, whatever it may be, there's different levels of complexity depending on different businesses. However, if you can crystallize what that product, what that service, what the offering is, and what are the tiers, levels, or different flavors of the candy bar, it's going to increase value. Again, change the delineation or characterization of the business as this kind of, we just do things when they come in and we figure it out, to here are the defined product, service, or offerings that we sell at these different levels. And whoever's looking at the business from a valuation perspective is going to say, well, no, this is recurring. And if not recurring from a contractual standpoint, then reoccurring because people are coming back and buying very similar things, right? Pepsi or Coca-Cola are not recurring in the sense that you don't sign up a subscription to them. However, they are reoccurring because people come back and do the same thing. So say you have a service, and this service is 95% the same in these 4 buckets of who it's provided to. Well, then if you can show it as reoccurring in the sense that people come back and they keep buying these different services that fall into these 4 buckets, it's going to look a lot better than if you said, you know, these are all unique, right? And even if they're the same exact thing with the same exact slight differentiations, it's how can you bucket it and how can you characterize it? And lastly, to instantly increase the value of your business, have a clear answer when someone asks, if you were to own this business for another 5 or 10 years, what would you do? Even if you have no intention of being there, if you want to sell this business today and get out of town, what would you do? What is the growth path? What are the pieces of fruit that you would pluck from the tree? What are the initiatives that you would undertake? And you might say, hey, I would hire 5 more salespeople. I'd bring in a sales manager. Oh, we'd offer this adjacent service that our clients keep asking for. Oh, we would grow our business into these geographies. We would start selling into these industries, whatever it is. Have that path. Because what you really want to clearly show is, here's what's here today, and here's where it's headed. And again, all of that indicates momentum, all of that indicates positive movement in the right direction for the business, which again will instantly increase the value of the business. So, as you can tell, all of these circle around the idea of really capturing and crystallizing what the business is today, what it has today, what its capabilities are, and where it's headed tomorrow. And so to recap these 5 elements that will instantly increase the value of your business are: 1, define your sales process; 2, define the fulfillment or execution of the service; 3, define the underpinning people or human infrastructure of the business; 4, define the product, service, or offering clearly into tiers, levels, or buckets that make it evident to someone that it is a reoccurring business, service, or product, not just simply an ad hoc job shop that kind of does things when it feels like it, how it feels like it. And 5, have a plan of what the next 5 to 10 years of growth would look like and how you would effectuate it. Now, someone else doesn't have to want to paint the house the same color that you were going to paint it, but if you have that, it will increase value. And so if you can do all of these things, then you're going to give a very clear picture to the market. And this is what we do in all of our exercises of selling businesses: of here's what the business is, here's what it does, here's why everything is tight, and this is a well-oiled machine, and here's all of the growth opportunities that lay ahead of it. And if you can do that, which again could require you sitting in a room for a few hours with a pen and paper, you will immediately increase the value of your business. If you go from someone that has none of these things defined to now defining these things, I would be willing to bet that you could get 20% more for your business just by having this stuff written down and communicated in a coherent fashion to whoever you're selling the business to. And in many cases, it's actually much more of a delta than that. So that's the thought for today: how to instantly increase the value of your business. These are the 5 things we would focus on, and these are the 5 things we do focus on. So I hope the week's going well for everyone. Keep pushing forward. God bless. We'll see everyone next time.